Hi, welcome to the Act to Impact show. I'm your host, Brandi, and I have some questions for you. Have you ever had a feeling inside you that you have more to give, or more work to do, or just more of an impact that you feel just deep down at your core that you can be making? Well, that, my friend, is a feeling that you shouldn't ignore. And it took me years, months, weeks, or days in certain situations to finally give in and take action to ignite that fire and make an impact. This show is one of those fires within me that I've had. And let me tell you, it started out as just a little ember of an idea that stemmed from years and years as an advocate and fundraiser for national nonprofit Children's Cancer Research Fund. And in the weeks that followed, my husband and I chairing and having the honor and privilege to chair Dream in 2024, which is their signature annual gala for Children's Cancer Research Fund, I couldn't help but find myself thinking, now what? What more can I do? They've asked us to chair their gala. Like, what else? What else can there be? There was only over 400 people in attendance, and we raised nearly $800,000 that night. But yet, I kept still thinking, there has to be more ways that we can keep this momentum going. So that then sparked into some bigger ideas for me. And hence, here comes the show, Act to Impact. That ignited the fire. That action needs to be taken now, not only to make an impact, but also to inspire impact. And so sometimes you have that fire inside you and it just burns and burns like mine did, because that gala ended in May. And now here it is. I'm doing my first recording the end of 2024. But it just burns and burns because you know that there's something to do with it and you want to do something with it, but you don't know what to do with it or how. That's the idea of this podcast too. It just felt like there was something inside of me, but I just didn't necessarily know where to start. And you maybe even be worried what other people might think. I did. I've definitely thought, what are people going to think if I start telling them that I'm going to start a podcast? Because I've never done that before. And I don't know many people that have done it either. So yeah, I sure felt that way about this show. And I felt all those things. And unfortunately, I let that ember glow inside me for way too long, way longer than I would like to admit before I turned it into action. Because I do consider myself an action taker. I mean, the name of this show is Act to Impact. And I've even developed a step-by-step formula to take action to make an impact. More on that in future episodes. So you'll have to stay tuned and you'll have to follow along. But I was aware that the fire inside me is bigger and more important than the thoughts that were initially holding me back from taking action. And I knew I had gifts to tap into that I could bring this show to life, to use it to share stories, inspiring stories of hope and resilience from pediatric cancer families, and stories of people making an impact in their communities. But all that said, this is what brings us together today. I'm here for you to make sure that those embers and fires don't burn inside you too long. I'm here to encourage and teach you how to tap into that feeling. Let's fuel the fire within and ignite it with action and impact. So subscribe, follow, and like the show right now. Be an action taker so that you'll be notified when the first episode drops in January 2025. You are not going to want to miss an episode. So let's get ready to act to impact.